Stay on target. Hey, folks, thanks for tuning in to the BAM podcast. I'm your host, Mike Lafferty, and here is our contractually mandated opening music. Yeah, sorry about that. My parole officer's nephew, Buddy, does EDM, and he likes to DJ weddings too. So if you like that, let me know. I can hook you guys up. Anyway, welcome to the podcast. That musical cavalcade you just listened to should show you this is a high quality podcast. Only the finest production values, only the finest ethically sourced geeky conversation for your podcast listening pleasure. Today we have Tom Peterson and Bill Keys to talk about a new Prowlers and Paragons book. How you guys doing?
Doing pretty good.
Doing great. Thank you.
Bill, good to have you back again. Tom, good to have you for the first time.
Thank you for inviting me.
And we'll say Tom has an awesome man cave. You can see Street Fighter 2 right there.
We are all envious.
Yeah, you can't even see the arcade yet. The arcade's in another part of the house. It's crazy.
Just humble bragging. Okay, fair enough. And my co-host is the most handsome man in Norman, Oklahoma. That is Jacob Blackman. Jacob, how are you doing, sir?
It's debatable, but I'll take it. I'm only here because I did a tiny amount of art in this book.
Well, also because your charming personality and witty repartee adds a lot to the podcast. So
Witty indeed.
So these books are set in the boom. Blood and Justice, Shadows of Nocturne, setting for Prowlers and Paragon. Is that correct, Bill?
Yeah, the Blood and Justice universe.
Okay. And Nocturne is the name of the city. And this is a bunch of, this is all Storm Cook art here on the front, right?
That's Storm. Yep, that's right.
Yeah, that is good looking stuff. Now, the two books, this book here, if people can find that right now under Earth RPG, and the two books we're going to be looking at, they expand the world of Nocturne, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
All right.
I'd say the core book for Blood and Justice, the starter book, is called Welcome to Nocturne. It introduces the city, gives you a bunch of NPCs, kind of shows you how to build a character in this dark, kind of gritty superhero universe. Shadows of Nocturne is a villains book full of I can't remember. I think 72 villains in Nocturne. Also could be used anywhere in your PNP universe if you're playing Prowlers and Paragons. And the other two books that we're going to be discussing also, David Oakham.
Hey, David Oakham, how you doing? David Oakham will be on tomorrow being interviewed about his new Mork Borg compatible game called Hoser Mode. Awesome. Should go without saying, David is from the Great White North. So, David, looking forward to talking to you tomorrow, sir. Or actually, I'm sorry, that is the 25th, so Saturday. My bad. Time is weird. All right, so Shadows of Nocturne.
Yeah. Shadows of Nocturne is full of villains, and both Jacob and Tom did some of the art in it.
Awesome.
And cool. I think it's a great looking book.
It is a good looking book.
Very good.
So let's talk about the first one. The first these two supplements, Blood and Justice, Galveston Ultramax Prison. What can you tell me about this?
Okay, well, every superhero universe, in my opinion, needs a prison to hold the supervillains. And in the Blood and Justice universe, that prison is Galveston. About 20 years ago, a huge hurricane basically blew in and wiped the city of Galveston off the map. And the government came in, declared eminent domain, and took over the island. Very much inspired by Escape from New York, the great John Carpenter film, in which the entire island is essentially a prison, and you just can't get out. They sort of leave the prisoners to do their own thing. They do whatever they want as long as they don't leave. And it's kind of controlled by gangs and superpowered hoodlums.
Okay. So it's kind of like a penal colony, like the way the island of Manhattan was a penal colony in Escape from New York, right? Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Exactly. Yeah,
Well,
I sent you. Tom did most of the art in that, and I sent you a few pictures if you want to.
Yeah, let's take a look at that.
I'll tell you who they are.
Let me cue those up. All right, hang on. I don't have those ready. Give me just 1 second.
Sometimes I feel like my Superpowered Legends setting may be a little tame and civilized when I hear about other people's settings.
All right, so here is a guy with a truly majestic beard and his doppelganger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are the Chester brothers or the Bayou brothers. A couple of super strong inmates who have taken over control of a chunk of the island that is closest to where things like mail and food and cigarettes and all that sort of thing come in. So they sort of control the economy of the island.
Okay.
It should be noted, I did not cheat on this. It would have been easy to just draw one and then duplicate them. No, they were both drawn individually, but made to look like twins.
Yeah, and you can see the beards and the hair are different, so they're definitely not the same guy.
The wrinkles on the clothing are different as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, kudos for the work ethic. I know a lot of artists, no one on this call, of course, who would be tempted just to,
Oh, I was tempted, but
yeah. I wouldn't have even said anything. I probably wouldn't have even noticed. So good job, Tom.
All right, so these guys kind of the kingpins?
Kind of kingpins, leaders of one of the stronger gangs on the island. Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's check out the next image we've got. Oh, all right, this is creepy.
Yeah. I told Tom to a guy that was sort of surrounded by disembodied spirits and monsters and that sort of thing, and this is what he came up with, and it is kind of terrifying. Yeah, I loved it.
A lot of teeth. So who is this guy?
He is actually a victim. He doesn't have an official name.
he's under the monster stat block though that you can utilize. Yeah,
essentially, he is. They experiment on prisoners. When there's a non-superpowered prisoner that's brought into the prison, they take them to a secret lab and they experiment on them to try to give them superpowers, try to find out how superpowers work and whether we can use them as a weapon. And he is one of the poor souls that was semi-successful, but kind of all the ghosts and things that he can see drove him insane.
Yeah, all the teeth. I think teeth on ghosts are like really creepy. I think ever since I saw Ghostbusters with Slimer, and maybe a little shout out to my friend Robin who played Slimer in the second Ghostbusters. But it's something about ghosts needing canines to eat something is just creepy to me. So I had to include him in there.
Tom, you know everybody in the industry, man. It's crazy.
I know a few people. That's all.
Okay.
The monsters here give me a real Mouth of Madness feel for the Sam Neill film.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Do you guys know how to pronounce that word that David has there?
Yokai.
Yokai.
Yeah,
That's Japanese demon.
Okay. Yeah, David Oakham is saying it has a real yokai look to it. And yeah, that's I would that does remind me of some manga I've seen. So
yeah. Yokai is used heavily in the role-playing game Tokyo Otherscape, Metro Otherscape.
Okay. Cool. Next image. Oh, hey, this guy's kind of fun.
This one's my favorite one from the from that I did for the book, Mr. Cool. I just like the way he came out. I didn't want to make him straight off like looking like Iceman. So I kind of gave him kind of like an attitude and put him in his prison orange.
Yeah, most of these guys are all. I told Tom to put them all in prison orange. He gave some of them a serial number as well. I don't remember seeing it on this guy, but yeah, this is Mr. Cool. He's a leader of another gang. Obviously, he has ice powers, and he has a plan to escape the island, which only works if certain things come to play, which, the adventure builds to that point, hopefully for him.
I like this one's origin too the best because he has not just a typical, I'm evil, I'm out to do it. He seems like more of a character that's been wronged by the government and is kind of doing his own thing. So not necessarily like he's not going to take over the world, but he's going to do things that he thinks is right, which I always thought that morally gray was a very interesting position for villains.
Yeah, so he's sort of anti-hero.
He's definitely a villain. He's kind of a terrorist. He he got experimented on, like many of the people in this book. That's how he got his powers, and he wants revenge for that.
More like Brotherhood of Evil Mutant type things. Yeah.
All right. So he's a villain with a just cause. I got you.
Yeah.
That's cool, and definitely a cool look there. Hey, who is this guy?
That is the Sheik.
Mm-hmm.
He is, well, the other inmates believe that he is a powerful and wealthy Arabic sheik who was unjustly imprisoned here. But in fact, he is a guy named Bernard Grossman who has the power to convince people anything that he says is true. And he thought that it would help his survivability by tell them that he was a rich, oil mogul, and then they would protect him. And now he's a little bit worried that his lies are starting to get a little bit too deep, and eventually someone's going to figure it out.
And Dom DeLuise was not the inspiration for this guy, right?
It's funny you mentioned that, because when he first said it to me, he's a sheik. My mind first went to Jamie Farr from the Cannonball Run, who played the sheik in the Cannonball Run. Also, Dom DeLuise was in that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So
cool. So he has powers or doesn't have powers?
He does. His power is to make you believe whatever he tells you.
That's right. Okay.
Very subtle, but
cool. That's an interesting hook for a character, though. All right. And all right, this is kind of interesting. What do we have going on here?
that is Sister White.
Mm-hmm.
When her powers first appeared, she decided that they must be a sign from God, so she became hyper religious.
Mm-hmm.
And she decided that God had told her to kill all the infidels. So that's why she's in prison, because she just went around killing people she thought weren't quite holy enough. Now she's got her own gang in the prison,
Mm-hmm.
who all sort of worship her as God's avatar on earth. But she is absolutely psycho and completely crazy and absolutely believes in her own hype.
So I am seeing religious iconography on her from Islam, Zen Buddhism, Christianity, Judaism, and we've got some ankhs on her wristband, and I'm pretty sure this is a pagan. So she kind of embraces all faiths.
Yeah, I think I just told Tom, just cover her jumpsuit with religious iconography, and he just kind of picked one from everything.
Okay. So she's sort of like, it's a buffet of religion, and I can have all of it, but you're doing it wrong, buddy. So put those chicken wings back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Covering our bases.
Fair enough. I can respect that. All right, this dude creeps me out.
He's one of the least creepy, to be honest. He looks weird.
He is not Groot.
No, he's definitely not Groot. He's called Woodman. He is sort of a tree creature. He's a tree man. He's a woodman. And as you can see, he's got a gigantic spliff in his hand, and he's very mellow and very cool and very calm. He controls a gang, and he keeps his people happy because one of his many powers is to grow plants. So if they need food, he can just grow them crops. If they need tobacco, he can just grow them tobacco. If they need weed, then he's got them covered.
This one took a long time to color.
Yeah. There is some delicate line work in there, man.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
I've done similar things in the past, and yeah, that is some good work on that.
Yeah.
That is really impressive, sir.
The easy thing, I couldn't get anything wrong because it was just, anatomy goes out the window when you're doing something like this. So
Yeah.
I sort of look forward to these ones.
Cool.
I love
Okay.
his work, to be honest. He's always done great stuff for me.
The great thing about monsters is you never have to worry about proportions.
This one's based on my uncle.
Your Uncle Igor?
Yeah, I don't want to meet him. Yeah, this is another one of the monsters, one of the victims of the prison who got mutated into this, terrible thing. I don't think I specifically said to make him a giant eyeball. I think I just said to make him this giant, gross, bulked out creature. I don't remember.
I don't remember hearing something about an eyeball. It could have been my wife talking to me at the time, and I just mixed up everything. But like, make sure you keep an eye on the stove or something. And I probably just like, oh, there's an eyeball in this now.
Well, it's kind of a cool variation on. I mean, most of your settings are going to have a Hulk type, right? And this is a Hulk type with a very distinct difference that gives them a whole different aspect. This does he talk? How does he
See,
talk?
my wife asked me the same thing. He says he has no mouth. How does he talk? And I said, well, you cannot see the mouth, but it's in the backside.
So he can communicate if he needs to.
That's my story. I'm sticking to it, guys.
All right, fair enough. What's his name?
He's just called the Eye, just like the other monster guy was called the Ghost. So,
all right, cool. Moving on.
I called him Michael Eisner, but that was just me when I was drawing.
So this guy looks like he's armadillo inspired. Am I right?
I was going for dog, but we'll go with that. No,
Yeah.
I like this one too. I think this one came out pretty good. Just because I don't think I've ever drawn an armadillo before. So,
and to be honest, you can't have a supplement of superheroes that takes place in Texas without having an armadillo character.
Yep, true fact.
It's practically required.
Yeah, and he's another mutant monster that they created. And again, as you probably guessed, he's just called the Armadillo.
All right. And for folks interested in picking up this book, I made a tiny URL because I'm a consummate professional. It's a lot easier to say that on the air than the drive-through link. So this is tinyurl.com/PNP Galveston. That will take you right there, where you can pick up this whole book full of Bill's words and Tom's art. So let's see. I think that's the last one. So
yeah,
it's a great book overall, and I think the first time I saw a Super Prison book, I think the first time was Champions.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I ever saw one again until Mutants and Masterminds. I'm like, why don't more people do this, And then lo and behold.
I mean, to me, it makes sense to have a prison. If you've got a superhero universe, you got to have someplace to hold them, right? And
exactly.
The Marvel universe, they have the vault, they have the raft, probably some others that I'm not thinking of. So, yeah, I thought there's got to be one in Stronghold. Yeah,
they have the vault, the raft, the cube, and the big house. Those are the 4 major prisons of Marvel.
Awesome.
What did you have? Just Belle Reve and Arkham
and Phantom Zone.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought I need to have a prison here, and I think personally, it's very different because usually you see super prisons are built hundreds of feet underground, made of solid stone and steel and all that. And this one is kind of an open air, just, it's a free for all. The prisoners sort of police themselves to keep each other down.
So how do they keep everyone on the island though?
Much like how they kept them on the island of Manhattan in Escape from New York. They have the surrounding water is mined and heavily patrolled by drones. They do have guards on the island, although they tend to stay in the, heavily fortified bunker houses of theirs.
Yeah, green zone. Okay, that's cool. All right, well, one more time, folks, tinyurl.com/PNP Galveston. And if you don't mind, let's go on to your other book. This has an awesome cover. Tom, is this you too?
No, that's not me. But that is an awesome cover. I love that.
Yep. That is by a fellow who goes by the name of Wormtail.
Okay.
And he does all this epic. He does some amazing epic, just crazy. I can't even describe it.
That is epic.
Yeah, that was an album cover. I would buy it. It's called Justice Living Shadows. tinyurl.com/PNP Living Shadows. You can check this out if you're listening to us on iTunes instead of seeing us in glorious video on YouTube or Facebook. So tell me what's in Living Shadows.
Living Shadows was a bonus from our Kickstarter. if we hit our stretch goals, I had different writers in the superhero universe to write an adventure, each taking place in the Blood and Justice universe, and each taking at least one and sometimes several villains from the Shadows of Nocturne book. So each how many villains? I can't even remember how many villains there are, but there's 2, 4, 6, 8. There's 8 different adventures, short adventures, from Scott Heine, Stephen S. Long, Bill Coffin,
And Ross Watson. I know him.
Yeah.
Cool.
A host of the show sometimes.
So this is really a compendium of adventures.
Yeah.
If Galveston was sort of like a take on a villain's book, this is a whole bunch of adventures for running Blood and Justice.
Mhm.
So,
Exactly.
all right, cool. Awesome.
Yeah. It's one of the things that people ask me for a lot is more adventures, because it makes it makes the life of the game master a lot easier.
Yeah.
Pick up something and run it.
It's a good thing you're doing that. I know adventures are kind of dicey because you only can sell them to game masters. Players aren't going to buy them, so there's a limited audience. But it really is the lifeblood of an RPG, in my opinion. And the easier you make it for someone to pick it up and say, "Hey, let's play this game this weekend."
Mm-hmm.
So, well, cool.
This
Is
is
there a
actually
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I believe it's the third the third straight adventure book that I wrote with sort of an anthology of adventures. Because we also have 5 Deadly Sins, which has 5 adventures in it, and then 8 Days in Nocturne, which is 8 different adventures in it.
Sweet. Okay. Is there a common theme, or is it just that they're all in the world of Blood and Justice?
No, well, 2 of the adventures in Living Shadows kind of feed on each other. Bill Coffin's and Ross Watson's. Bill Coffin's is kind of the prologue, and then Ross is the epilogue of a big human smuggling and drug running adventure. But for the most part, the adventures are all standalones.
All right, cool. And are these longer? It's a 34-page book with 9 adventures, so that's about 4 pages each. So I'm guessing these are all single night kind of playing kind of sorts of situations. So.
Yep, exactly. Right. And most of the adventures have little tips if you want to turn this into more of a campaign or slot it into your campaign. Then there's some ideas on how you could do that. Okay,
cool. All right, folks. One more time. That's tinyurl.com/PNP Living Shadows, and this just came out. Both of these in the last month. They still have that new book smell on them. So if you get a chance, check them out. Tom, you sent us some videos on Facebook that sort of highlighted your process. Let me see if I can get those to go full.
Yeah. Some people asked me to, record my progress. And at the time, the first person asked me, I didn't even know I could do it. My little background on art is I used to draw all the time, like when I was in high school. Obviously, when we were playing Villains Vigilantes in the 80s, always drawing my characters and everything else. In fact, right here, I usually have it hanging up on my wall, but I have my very first V&V character sheet with my longest running hero.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, cool.
So then there was a period of about 10 years where I didn't draw because my hand has tremors in it, and it became very frustrating to draw. So I gave up drawing until the iPad Pro came out and Procreate, which has an algorithm which smooths my pen strokes. So I just started drawing again. And that is a whole bunch of work. That's probably about, I don't know how many hours that's compressed down into 30 seconds, but it does a good job. And it doesn't show all my mistakes that I make. So that's basically a little compendium there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this one too.
Sorry, Tom. Go ahead. I was going to say those are both characters. The first one was a character called Rockstar. This is Undertow that we're looking at now. They're both in a book called New Gen, which is sort of my love letter to the Youngblood comic from the 80s, or from the 90s, I mean. If you remember Rob Liefeld's.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So many comics in the 90s had such a huge following, and then they kind of disappeared, you know?
Mhm.
Youngblood had a really neat cast and just a terrible writer and artist.
Yeah.
I loved the characters in it, but Rob
Yeah.
Liefeld does not know how to write stories.
And David says, Tom, that's a great story. I still prefer paper, but my art students were big fans of Procreate.
Yeah, it's I just recently tried to do a drawing on paper, and it was absolutely horrible because of the hand tremors. I can't tell you what it really invigorated my desire to draw again. So now I'm doing a lot more drawing. So,
And I'm glad you are.
And I saw the video, and I know I shared some pictures too. So this is pretty cool. What is this we're looking at here?
Bill knows that character.
Yeah, that's Deja Vu. Deja Vu was created by one of our Kickstarter backers for Shadows of Nocturne. One of our create your own villain. We had a what's it called? A level for you could create a villain and have it illustrated and put in the book. So this is Deja Vu. She flickers sort of in and out of time. She is, and also in and out of different realities. So I told Tom that she kind of, every time she flickers and reflickers, she looks a little bit different. Her clothes are different.
Mhm.
And he came up with some really awesome designs for the different Deja Vus as they kind of all converge there.
I think I've heard of her before. Sorry. All right. Oh, all right. This is cool. Who is this guy?
That's Baron Ombre, right?
That's right.
Yeah, Baron. That's I actually really like this one, and my inspiration for the actual like physical person is Tony Todd.
Mhm.
And you might remember him from he was in Final Destination and Candyman. Yeah, he was also in an excellent movie called Sushi Girl with Mark Hamill and James Duvall. Fantastic crime movie. Really good. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But so when he described it to me, that's kind of like the inspiration I was going with. But the backstory of the character is really cool because the villain is actually the person possessing him, which I thought was awesome.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, so the bad guy is actually the shadow behind the Baron, but he takes a human host and possesses it for a certain amount of time, and then the host eventually wears out and dies, and then the Baron has to find somebody new.
Okay. So kind of a Loa?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. Oh, I like this girl. Who's this?
Yeah, this is actually my favorite drawing in the book, to be honest. This is Pain Jane, also one of my favorite characters. She doesn't feel pain, and she gets stronger the more she gets hurt. So she is kind of crazy and hyper violent, always getting into fights because that's the only way she can feel alive.
Which book is she in?
She is in Shadows of Nocturne.
Okay.
Shadows of Nocturne. Yeah.
I hope she regenerates.
She does, yes. And
Okay, because
again, she gets
I've encountered so many. This character doesn't feel pain, so they're invulnerable, and it's like that's not how it works.
right. Exactly. Yeah. No, she gets much stronger, much more powerful, inhumanly strong. The more she gets beat up, but she also heals very quickly. So.
Okay. And I believe we saw the art from this movie before. She was Undertow.
That's
Yep.
Undertow. Yeah.
Water controller.
Based loosely off of Riptide from Youngblood. But yeah, a water controller.
Cool. I forgot this guy's name.
Rockstar.
Yeah. Cool. And all right, that was the videos. Okay. And Superman
Another
video.
video.
Oh yeah, I put this one in here because I think a lot of people know what Superman looked like, and I really enjoyed the new Superman movie. But
It was so good.
That was
was
a great movie.
me just started out as sketching, but then I decided to finish it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I was so happy to see so many DC characters get some screen time. Like I never thought I would ever see Metamorpho.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I loved seeing Mr. Terrific get his shot at the limelight.
He was fantastic in it. He was so good.
I'm always worried when they put a new character who hasn't had much screen time in trailer, and I'm like, are they gonna do him right? Are they gonna, do him like Deadpool the first time he was in Wolverine Origins? But yeah, they got him right. I was pleasantly surprised by the whole thing. Everything in that movie was a pleasant surprise. So,
yeah, he was great. They were all great.
Yeah. All right. Well, it has been a pleasure talking to you guys. One more time for people watching. Galveston is at tinyurl.com/PNP Galveston, and Living Shadows is tinyurl.com/PNP Living Shadows. And once you hit those, you can click on Harmless Forge Creature Games, which is Bill's imprint, and from there you can find all of his PNP releases. Shadows of Nocturne, Funhouse, Blood and Justice New Gen, Blood and Justice 8 Days of Nocturne, so many more. That guy's been doing just a ton of PNP work last few years. So do yourself a favor, check it out.
Yeah,
Prowlers a very busy year last year.
Yeah, Prowlers and Paragons has been my absolute favorite superhero role-playing system. I've said it on my YouTube channel before that they really nailed it. And then Bill comes along and starts doing these things, like back to my old days of Villains Vigilantes when they had the Most Wanted list, which was absolutely fantastic. I loved that when that came out. Jeff D was a big influence of mine. Jeff D, Bill Willingham, Matt Wagner, and of course my Robotech art book. It's kind of what shaped me. But I love going and seeing all the villains because it sparks creativity to, hey, what can I use this guy for? What can we do with him? So it's really good. I appreciate the work.
We've had Jeff D on the podcast a few times. He is a cool cat.
Yeah, super nice guy. Oh, in fact, my first V&V character was Omen. He was like a Doctor Strange type. But I recently commissioned. No, that's not it. Hold on. I recently commissioned Jeff D to actually draw.
Oh
wow!
So
that's so good.
So he drew my original 1980s V&V character, which was pretty damn cool of him. Well, I paid him to do it, but it's still I like how it came out. So
that's awesome.
It does look really good. Yeah, Jeff's a good guy. I like having him on.
Yeah, smart dude, dude, and really nice.
And Dave's last comment was Rockstar rocks, and I would agree. Rockstar is a cool looking character. So I'm kind of partial to any of the Ben Grimm types, but it was good. Speaking of which, Fantastic Four is coming out in like
tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'm seeing it tomorrow. I got my ticket for 2 p.m.
Oh, lucky you!
So you guys are all excited then?
I'm probably Sunday.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a big Marvel fan for all the MCU stuff and even the stuff that's not so good. And I think it's because I grew up in the 70s where we had, the 1970s Spider-Man and, grew up watching $6 Million Man and these things. And to me, it was fantastic. Now the stuff we have now is like super great because if you take the worst MCU movie and you time travel back to 1970 and show Stan Lee or somebody like that, they're going to be blown away. Like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Star Wars, what? It's just absolutely amazing. So maybe I'm a little jaded that way. I'm not sure, but
you can drop the Eternals on the primetime television after the Incredible Hulk, and people will be like, "What? This is amazing."
They made Captain America. They had Doctor Strange. I don't know if anybody remembers that. They had a Doctor Strange live action show, which was had some pretty creepy scenes in it. Remembering correctly, like one guy all wrapped up in thorns. It was, I had no idea what was going on. I was a kid, but
I remember in the 90s, like my geek friends, whenever there's a comic book movie, like, you got to go see it. I'm like, well, I don't want to. Like, no, we got to support the genre. How do you make comic book movies? So we got to support them.
Back in the day, you had to go to every superhero movie there was because they didn't come out that much.
Yeah, the thing with superhero movies now, I'll still go and support it, and even if it's bad, I'm glad that they got a chance to take their shot. I'm glad that somebody gave them the opportunity. They created a bunch of jobs and people working in an industry that they love. That's the way I look at it. So even if I personally didn't like it, good for them. Good, they got to go out and do something. One of my friends, he writes comic books, and they made one of his comic books into a movie, and he absolutely hated it. He absolutely hated it. He was like, I spoke to him just a few months ago. And he was talking about it. He's like, no, I've disowned it entirely. I don't want anything to do with it at all. So, but he's kind of a weird guy, but he's super nice. Not weird.
Well, now I'm curious. You don't have to tell us here, but send it to me, a link or something.
Oh, it's Alan Moore. He wrote a book called The Watchmen and V for Vendetta. He's actually in the documentary I'm filming.
Yeah, he hated all of his movies. They made a bunch of his movies, and he's hated all of them.
Yeah, he wrote a movie that was produced and came out, all filmed in Northampton,
you weren't
by Mitch Jenkins. What's that?
You weren't. That wasn't a bit. You were serious. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm serious.
You said it's Alan Moore. I'm like, okay, yeah, I know Alan Moore. All right, cool.
I can't remember the name of his movie that came out, but it's really strange, like more strange, like Twin Peaks type strangeness. But it was really good. If you look him up on IMDb, you'll see his movie that he produced in there, which is actually really, really kind of cool. If you like that kind of X-Files, Twin Peaks type of thing,
Was it Who Killed the KLF?
What's that?
Was it Who Killed the KLF?
No. God, now it's driving me nuts. So I'm gonna actually look it up, because you ever get my memory isn't the best anymore. Let's see. I own it, so let me just look on Prime Video here.
Jimmy's End, Act of Faith. Oh no, those were a long time ago. Never mind.
Yeah, no, this was somewhat recent, within the past 10 years. So it's let's see. Where's purchases? Definitely not Terrifier. Not Return to Nukem High. It's called The Show. That's it. It's released in 2021.
Okay.
But yeah, that was really good. And Alan Moore is a super nice guy. I can't say enough good things about him.
Interesting.
He seems like a real gentleman. I've had him on the show before. I was like, Dan, so which of the schools of British comic book writer wizards do you belong to? Or do you have the Alex Moore School or the Grant Morrison School? You have a beard and you're bald, so it could be either one. All right, guys, we should call it a show. Pleasure talking to everybody. Thank you so much for coming out.
Oh, thank you so much for having me on. This has been great. Yeah, I still try to do artwork, but if anybody cares, you can find me on Facebook or through Bill, or probably through you guys now.
Yeah.
If someone wants to find your gallery or reach out to you, how can they do that, Tom?
I don't know. Just look for me. If you search, I have a YouTube channel. If you search for Arcader Zero or Azerod, I think that has links. I'm on Facebook. I have Arcader Zero is my old gamer tag, because I used to do professional video games. I used to compete in MLG. But if you search for that, or just search for Tom Peterson, and you see my face, that's me. So.
Yeah, I just searched for Thomas Peterson on Facebook, and pretty easily. So
yeah, and I have a DeviantArt a DeviantArt account, which I go on sometimes and I update. But yeah, Instagram. I'm around. If you go to thomaspeterson.com, that should have all my links.
All right, cool.
Still,
and looks like you do animation as well.
Oh yeah, I was trying some things out. They have like these animation like built-in programs to Procreate and everything. So I was just experimenting. No, I don't do animation. That was a pain in the ass to do. No, thank you.
Okay.
But that's actually a character that I made which I'm writing up in Prowlers and Paragons. who is there's a robot called Tumble, and the dog's name is Ruff, so it's Ruff and Tumble, and Ruff is like the world's equivalent of their Superman, but it's a dog. It's a German Shepherd. So that was another commission piece right there. I was drawing kaiju. Kaiju is very tough to draw, I found out, especially when he's fighting a giant robot. So, but yeah, that was inspired by obviously Gamera and Gearus from good old kaiju films that I grew up watching
back in the day.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, we just reviewed. Boy, I'm sorry. We'll end the show after this. We just did a review show of JLA versus Godzilla versus Kong a week or two ago.
I have not read that yet.
It's stupid, but it's fun. I won't spoil anything for you because there's a lot of crazy. There's like every 10 pages is a WTF moment, but this is what you're looking for.
Hopefully, Jet Jaguar shows up.
In similar manner, there was a Godzilla comic that came out today, and it had multiple variant covers. Some of the variant covers featured Godzilla smashing the comic book shop to which the comic books were sent.
Oh, wow. So
if you were lucky enough, your comic book shop was featured by name on the cover.
One of my friends, she went to, I think she's out in California that I play role-playing games with. She went to, I think it's the world's oldest comic book store, and they got featured on it. So she got the variant cover today of that. She just messaged me like an hour before this, like, look what I got. So very cool.
All right. And now we're actually ending the show. So
all right, Mike.
Okay.
Thank you.
Fair enough.
Coming out.
Bye, guys.
Stream.
Good seeing you, Bill.